One of the best ways to knock yourself out of a rut with your freestyle flying is to find a completely different style of flying that you've never tried before and then just try to emulate it. And that's why today I'm going to try to Sbang. Now, in case you don't know what Sbang is, it's a style of freestyle. Right now we're looking at Farouk FPV, who is, I think, one of the premier Sbang pilots around today. I'll put a link to his channel, as well as a couple other prominent Sbang pilots that you might want to check out down in the video description. It's a crazy form of freestyle. It's a little too active for some people who are just like, it's too flippy floppy, I can't see what's happening, it gives me motion sickness. But I am so impressed with the technical control of the quad that Sbang pilots evidence, and it just is so inspiring to me. I'm kind of intimidated by it, to be honest with you, but what the hell, you never get there if you don't try. So, I'm Joshua Bardwell. You're probably not going to learn anything today, but we're going to have a good time. The move I'm going to be working on today is called the eject, and this is the first move that the Sbang tutorials I've looked at say you should try to do. The way the eject works is that you pitch forward, so your props are pushing you hard forward. Probably not going to pitch forward this much, that's exaggerated. You hit the throttle real hard to gain a big burst of speed, and then you flatten back out again and sort of coast on that speed. And this is an interesting way to move the quadcopter through the environment, because a lot of times people would say, well, if you need to go faster, just hit the throttle. But Sbang seems, just to my mind, to be related and maybe even derived from Juicy Style, pioneered by Johnny FPV, Wild Willie, and others. And those guys all fly with a very, very low camera tilt. Then when you've got a low camera tilt, simply hitting the throttle makes you go up. It doesn't make you go forward. If you've got a high camera tilt, then you're going to be flying super pitched forward already, and hitting the throttle makes you go faster. That's why racers fly with high up tilt, because they want to go faster, not up. And what the Juicy Style guys developed was a technique for gaining speed where they would, well, pitch forward, hit the throttle, and then do their moves. And that seems to have been adapted and adopted into Sbang. Let's give it a try. The quad we're going to be flying today is this Moongoat frame with Cricket FPV motors, and for the most part it's set up exactly how I normally fly it. But I have made one concession to the Sbang. I am flying the 4.9-inch Gemfan Sbang props. And there are some differences in the way that the Sbang pilots set up their quads and the way that I've set mine up. They would fly with a lower up tilt, as I mentioned earlier. They tend to fly with high KV motors, big chunkin batteries, which kind of confused me at first. Why would they want a heavy battery when they want very responsive quads? But they also kill the hell out of their batteries, so they need big batteries to get the amps and flight time that they want. And they have higher rates. I'm at about 900 degrees per second max rate, and Farouk flies at about 1200. But I'm just going to give this a try with my normal setup, and then maybe later we'll try making some changes and see how it affects things. Oh, hello goats. Go to your area, goats. Go home. Go home to your area. Good goats. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. That's where you want to be. Go to your spot. Alright, so what you do for an eject is you pitch forward, then hit the throttle, and get a big burst of speed, but then you don't just ride that out like that, but you sort of flick back, but you can't overshoot the flick. So the other thing I think about when I watch Sbang is that there's no dead space, right? So if I needed to get from here to there, I wouldn't just fly there. I would always be doing a trick. So let's just kind of go back and forth. Don't just fly there. See, I'm not just going to fly there like... Wherever I'm going, let's try to sort of eject into it. Oh, there we go. That was a little bit flicky. Too much. Do I need to pitch down more? Oh! Oh! Yes, I see. That speed is what really makes it work, isn't it? Woo! Aha. Yes. No flying anywhere, only ejecting. Okay, a little flying. How are you supposed to climb when you do this? Oh, I think you should pitch back while you're still on the throttle a little. No, then you just climb up in the air. That's really fun. So what's weird here is that on my rates, normally I want a very controllable center stick so I can make precise moves. And then I want a fairly rapid transition to full stick deflection so I can do, that's full stick for me, which granted is not that fast. And what it seems like for this type of flying is you want to be able to hit that fast movement without having to go full stick, so you can make rapid back-forth moves without having to do a full stick deflection. In other words, you want higher rates with less expo. So right now I am having trouble precisely flicking back to level here. When I try to do it fast enough that it looks like a flick. Maybe I just need to work on the timing. Oh, that's... maybe it's just a matter of timing. And then you gotta ride it out. Let's see what kind of a difference it makes if I use Farouk's actual rates. They're way higher than I'm used to, so it's gonna take a little adjusting, but maybe I'll be more spangy. By spangy, you mean violently out of control? Yep, that's coming. Oof. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, okay. Yep. So 1200 degrees per second looks like this. Oh. Oh God. This is, I gotta just take a second and adjust to this. I can adjust. It's super touchy. Oh God, it's so touchy. Oh, that was a loose prop or a desync or something. Wow. Well, that's interesting. I wonder what that was. This motor is damaged. It has a great big gouge mark on it too, and I don't think that happened today because I haven't really crashed, but it clearly got damaged once upon a time and has been sort of muscling through until that very moment. We're back out here for day 2 of practicing eject. I have replaced the motor on this guy, and I have been watching some more tutorials and trying to pay attention to the little details about the timing of the eject. I don't think my timing is right. Check it out. So this video is Introduction to Juicy Spang Spang Beginner's Tutorial by Rolly FPV. So I noticed when he does ejects, he leaves the throttle up until he's done with the pitch back. Watch the timing. Do you see that he has finished the pitch back and recentered his right stick before he lowers the throttle? That's not how I was doing it, because when you have the throttle up and you pitch back, then you will gain altitude. He doesn't seem to be gaining altitude. Let's give it a try though, and let's see if we can get the timing to be more like his. No, that was okay. Oh, that does carry a lot more speed. Oh, leave it up. Leave it up. Interesting. That doesn't seem to be gaining a ton of altitude either. I don't know. That's really weird. Now, how long should the throttle punch be? Am I holding throttle too long, or should it be more like a snap like that? And should it be like a head bob, or should it be like down? No, it should be faster. Sbang is all about violence, speed. No, that's not enough. So I've been thinking about the timing of this move, and what it feels like they're doing is slowly up, sort of ramping, and then down at the same time that you snap back. Let's try to get that. So we're gonna ramp. We're not gonna jam like that. We're not gonna jam the throttle and just go bleh. We're gonna. Oh. So I pitched back too soon there. It's kind of a rubber bandy move, though. It's not. I find a pitch, and then I find a throttle, and then I level out. The whole thing is happening all at once. It's like Sbang. It's constantly moving. Ah, see, now I intentionally climbed on that one. It feels very rubber bandy. Oh, yeah. That focusing on the rhythm of the move, the rhythm of the sticks and the sound of the motors, it feels like it's... I'm sort of getting a feel of it in my... Uh-huh. Okay, so I've been watching this other tutorial by Ruthless FPV, and one of the things I noticed about his ejects is that when he's on the throttle, he's not looking where the quad is going. Okay, obviously you've pitched forward, right? And then when he snaps up and you see where the quad is going, there's this moment of boom, revelation, where suddenly, oh, I can see the line. And it feels like a lot of Sbang tricks involve knowing where the quadcopter is going and being in control of the line while not looking where it's going. And that means that as a viewer, you are constantly surprised and presented with novelty. See, if I'm going to shoot a gap and I'm looking at the gap from, miles away, and then I fly toward the gap and then I go through the gap, I saw that coming. And Sbang feels like one of the things that it does is it doesn't do that. It doesn't predict its moves. It's constantly presenting you with novelty. So you really got to snap, and you've got to commit to throttling in a direction where you can't necessarily see where you're going. You got to kind of know where you're going. He also proposes a drill where you do a split S over a tree and then eject out underneath it. And I think that's what we're going to work next, because I think just doing ejects in a field probably isn't like the best thing to do forever. So, split S over the tree. I cannot control this quadcopter. These rates are driving me crazy. This is why I went to lower rates. Split S over the tree. So if you're going to climb like this, you're going to be looking where you're going. That's an interesting problem to solve. If you just, right here, I can't pitch forward, it doesn't feel like, because I need to climb, so I need to be pitched back in order to climb. I guess I should do it sideways. I guess I should do it sideways, eject. Okay, so, was that Sbangy? I'm so unused to these rates. When I was out in the field, it was okay, but as soon as I come over here and have to start having control, these rates are driving me crazy. I think I've changed my up tilt. That's why my split S's are messed up. Have I lowered my up tilt? I might have. That would change how my split S's work. We'll come back high, we'll line up the tree, and then we'll... That feels good. That feels good. Like coming out of it and seeing that tree coming at you, that feels... I don't know if I'm doing the sideways one right though. I don't know if I'm doing the sideways one right. That was not it. Because I think the eject reveals the line that you're on. So there I turned away from the line. I mean, I have seen people do... Oh, 3.5. I have seen people do an eject where they turn around backwards. So I guess that's not a universal rule. Huh. Maybe I should watch the video a little more. When he's doing the sideways ones, he is doing it into the line like I was. So you're going to lean out and then snap in. Maybe the direction of the snap doesn't really define the eject as much as the sort of tempo and rhythm and feel of the whoop. That feels right. Oh, that feels wrong. Oh, I went through the fence. Alright, I'm going to do one more pack and then we're going to call it a day and call it an episode. And in this pack, I'm just going to try to have a little fun and feel it out and just like play with it and not think too much. I think that's a great way to end a practice session. Like drills, 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 and now just improvise for a little bit and have a good time. And see what comes out. Let all that stuff that's been percolating now come to the top and express itself in maybe a way you weren't expecting. So that's a traditional move that I do, and I'm going to try to not to do it. But to focus on spangy stuff. The throttle, the rhythm of the throttle is where it's at. Lost my battery. Seems like no harm done, but we'll see how she can do. Killed the ESC. Beautiful. It was wet. Maybe it was not flying because it was wet and it'll come back to life. Oh well. I think this is going to be a series. I'm having a great time. We're going to make a playlist out of this. So look forward to part number 2. But thank you to everyone who invented Sbang for giving such a cool and interesting style for me to enjoy. Everyone to enjoy. There's going to be a playlist in the video description. Once the subsequent parts of this are made, I'll put a card on screen as well, showing you, where the rest of it is, and we'll just see where it goes. But that's going to do it for today. Happy flying.